Hey guys, so a couple days ago I went and saw the movie Book Club. I'm pretty certain that's probably not the movie a lot of people probably expected me to be sit here reviewing. Um, well, I kind of did not either, uh, because I pretty much expected that. I said in my review for Life of the Party, I was like, I'll be going to see Deadpool 2, and that was pretty much it. That was my plan. I was going to go see Deadpool 2, and that was it. That would be my weekend. And then I started seeing last Friday or so that Book Club was getting some decent reviews too, and I'm like, oh man, I have to go see that movie. Now people are probably out there going, well, if you didn't want to see it, why the hell are you seeing it? Well, I mean, I did say if a movie's getting good reviews or kind of getting a fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes, I will go see it. And yeah, I guess it could be worse. I guess it could be worse. Show Dogs could be getting decent reviews. If that would have happened, I would be like, okay, critics are fucking getting paid off here. But yeah, I was like, wasn't a movie that looked bad at all for me. It just looked like nothing that I had any interest in seeing. I mean, I'm not the target demographic whatsoever for this film. I mean, if it's obvious by me just walking to the movie theater with a bunch of old elderly women in there, and I'm probably the only guy probably under 50 pretty much in that theater. Maybe even only, I think there was a couple guys in there with their wives or whatever, but that's about it. But yeah, I was just like I said, it had a great cast and everything, but I was just like, whatever. And yeah, it was fine. It was fine. uh it was a movie that was carried really by its cast more than anything. When you have an all-star cast like this movie had, you would expect that, and it's exactly what I fucking expected this movie to be to a T. I've seen movies like these before, especially ones with Diane Keaton in them. Um, but yeah, like I said, it was fine. Bye. That's my review of it. Now, I guess we get more into. Like I said, Diane Keaton. This is what killing me. I consider like the Diane Keaton like a fucking national treasure almost at this point. I love Diane Keaton. She's great. She is good in this movie. Like I said, she is good in this movie. But why is it that she and Meryl Streep, particularly Diane Keaton, because Meryl Streep goes off and ventures off and does like Oscar nominated movies more than Diane Keaton does, is this why is this type of movies the only thing that Diane Keaton stars in anymore? It's like bothersome for me because it's like Diane Keaton's such a really good actress, and it's like, why is she continued being in these horny old women romantic comedies? What's best way to describe them? Um, I don't know, but like I said, it's just fine. Like she's there. She has like she's the main, pretty much the main story arc of the film. I would probably say. I mean, everybody gets their share, or their share of screen time, and their story arcs are kind of given their fair share. Um, she's like a widower. Her husband just died a year before the movie started, and her kids, one of them being fucking Alicia Silverstone. First time I've seen her in a fucking movie in forever. I know she's did like some movies I haven't seen, like that recent Wimpy Kid movie. But it's like, god damn, that woman has not aged one fucking bit. Alicia Silverstone has not aged one bit. And she looks goddamn same. But it was pretty funny when seeing her in this. But her kids basically want her to move to Arizona where they live and live in their fucking basement. Like, because they're afraid she's gonna slip and fall and die because she's old and she's alone. I'm like, what? That logic makes no fucking sense whatsoever. Like, no kids are that overprotective. Like, that was just a little fucking parody of a fucking kids. I mean, like, you know, what the hell? Like, they want their mom to live in their fucking basement. What the hell? Like, that, like, I didn't catch on to that until, like, later on in the movie. Like, really? And then she meets Andy Garcia, and they start a thing and that stuff. You have Jane Fonda, who's what's the best way to describe it? Jane Fonda's Jane Fonda. She's she basically plays almost like I said, a role you would expect Jane Fonda to play, where she's this rich hotel tycoon, I guess, who has pretty much never settled down in her life. And one of her old flings, Don Johnson's in this, which still fucking hilarious that Don Johnson's in this movie, because this is a movie about a bunch of old women that are turned on by 50 Shades of Grey, and it stars Don fucking Johnson. You don't understand why that's funny. I guess I'll have to explain it to you. So, Don Johnson is the father of Dakota Johnson. If you don't know who if you're one of the two people out there that don't know who Dakota Johnson is, she's the main lead that plays Anastasia Steele in 50 Shades of Grey. So, Don Johnson's starring in a movie about women being turned on by the book that inspired the movie that his daughter stars in, that where she gets banged out a lot of guys throughout majority of the movie and whipped and chained and shit like that. That is weird. That is really weird. Like, it's like 5 degrees of Kevin Bacon here. Like, what weird 5 degrees of Kevin Bacon here. I'm like, the hell, man. That is really weird. Like, really, if there's any complaint about this movie, like, well, one, it's like the glamorizing of the fucking book. It's like, that is just a trash pornography book. There's nothing. It's a female pornography. That's all it is. Don't try to call it art or a great love story like this movie tries to do at one point. It tries to call it a love story. There's nothing fucking... there's no love story involved. It's just pornography. Let's just fucking call it what it is, people. It's... Yeah, like, really didn't need to be called... Didn't really need... Because there's no point in the whole 50 Shades of Grey being 50 Shades of Grey. Just to make it more relevant, people probably come out and see it. It's just, you know, it could have just been like, they're like the new version of Golden Girls. You didn't have to put the 50... It really is pointless that the 50 Shades of Grey book is in there. It just... like I said, they could have just been the Golden Girls, the new modern day Golden Girls. Oh, this could have been a remake of Golden Girls. Yeah, like I said, Jane Fonda and Don Johnson had a fling back in the day, and they rekindled her fling, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Don Johnson's awesome and charming as shit. So is Andy Garcia. And then you got Mary Steenburgen, what the hell is her name? She's married to Craig T. Nelson, who's awesome, of course, in this one, too. I love Craig. Just like you got Don Johnson, Andy Garcia, and Craig T. Nelson. Fucking sold. She's not had. Haven't had sex in a long damn time, and he's doesn't want to have sex, and you know, of course, the hilarity ensues as you see in the trailer. She slips a couple of Viagras in his beer. The only thing that was missing from that scene was that he had to get a shot in his penis because he had an erection for 4 hours. I expected it to go there, but it didn't. It's like every kind of one of these movies always goes there, but you know, surprisingly it didn't. Yeah. Candice Bergen like plays this judge who her husband left her for, or divorced her, and now he's marrying some girl that's like half his age, and she starts to go on this dating website, just randomly meeting up and screwing old guys, which is pretty funny. One of which is Richard Dreyfuss, which is pretty fun. God, Richard Dreyfuss looks old as shit, but it's awesome to see Richard Dreyfuss in something again. And what was the other guy's name? Wallace Shawn's in this fucking movie. He pops up, and I'm like, holy shit! And I know there's probably a lot of people out there that would not know who he is, but he's a guy. As soon as you see him, you're like, oh yeah, I know that guy. He's been in movies for fucking ever. He's like one of those guys that like doesn't get enough recognition. He's a great comedic actor, and just seeing him again, I haven't seen him. I didn't even know he was still alive. Like I was like, holy shit, Wallace Shawn is still alive. Good for him. He's like. I'm trying to think of like the most famous thing. Like the only thing I can think off the top of my head, he was the voice of the T-Rex in Toy Story, the Toy Story films. But he's done a lot more than that. He's always been a supporting comedic character in almost every. God, he's awesome. Underrated. But yeah, like I said, it was awesome to see him in it. I don't know what else to talk. One of the most entertaining parts about this movie was. For me was that kept me that I kind of recommend it is like if you do go see it with like a theater full of like older women or just women in general. They were having a blast. Because of that, I kind of go, you know what? More power to them, man. Like I watched the movie going, it's not bad. It's just, and for me, it's like again, I rack it up to like. So I'm not the target audience. It's like I said, it's this weird genre of romantic comedies about horny old women that seems to just keep coming or keep making movies over and over again. Surprisingly, this is not directed by Nancy Meyers. Was she the one that died? I don't remember. I've mixed a lot of them together. But yeah, I was like, yeah, it was fine. At least it's fine. Like I said, the crowd I was in there with thought this was fucking hilarious. So yeah, I mean they had a good time. So more power to them, man. Trailers. What the hell did I get in front of this? Searching. This looks intriguing. I've seen this trailer online. This is the first time I got like really a full-length trailer in theaters for this. It's John Cho plays a dad who his daughter goes missing and he's trying to figure out what happened to her and everything else. But what this movie makes this movie intriguing somewhat is that it's all shot on John Cho's computer screen. And I'm like, okay, so it's unfriended. They're going back with the to the unfriended experiment where it was like unfriended was on the whole movie was on a Skype call. But this looks like it might be a little bit better than that. But John Cho looks like he might be acting his ass off in this fucking film, putting a real good effort on it. Like holy shit. And they got even Deborah Messing in this. What the hell? So like they got decent actors in this. While where Unfriended was just unintentionally hilarious, this might actually looks kind of intriguing. Like I'm interested in what is going on. Like he apparently did not know who his daughter was. And I was like, I saw a trailer for this. I'm like, this looks like something that's probably not going to come to my theater. Apparently it is. So cool. It's getting really good reviews, which I think Unfriended did too. So it's like one of those experimental films. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I don't know. Dog Days. Do you like dogs? Well, you're gonna love this movie. I mean, I love dogs, but it's a whole movie about how people love their dogs and their dogs love them and their friendship with their people's friendship with dogs. Pretty much all it is. It's like a comedy about people and their dogs. That's it. That's all I got out of it. It was like I forget who's directing it. It's a really talented comedian. It's I always see in movies. It's fucking directing, and I'm like, really? You're involved in this? I forget who it was. I saw it. He was like, really? It's okay. And then this is something I didn't know was happening. There's a remake of Little Women coming out, but it's modern day. Woohoo! Like, I barely remember Little Women, to the point, like, they were playing, like, the trailer is playing, and it was like, witness on the 150th anniversary of the classic best-selling novel, a new version, modern day version. I'm watching this whole trailer going, what the fuck is this? Like, what classic novel? I don't remember. And like, very end, I'm like, is it Little Women? And like, it just popped up Little Women. I'm like, oh, all right. I was like, that's something that's coming out in 2018. Okay. Like, and who's in that? Who the fuck is in this? There's not many big name actors in it, but I forget who the fuck is in it. But it's not my thing. So yeah, that's as far as trailers go. I'll be back with my review for Deadpool 2, which I did see too. So until then, I'll talk to you guys later.